have to bring a donut in? Should I was going to bring them in. Like,
go get the donut.
I'm not because I'll be eating it without realizing it.
You want a donut while I'm up?
Yeah, give her a donut. What do you want? What color? Do you want chocolate? Do you want sprinkles? What do you
I don't know. That pink one's looking awfully cute.
Oh, pink.
There you go.
Thank
pink.
you. Look at how pretty. Thank you. Look at how pretty this is.
Donut Hut. Which
Donut
it's really
Hut.
funny. I was walking Frank like maybe a month ago or something at this point, and then I'm seeing like a film crew thing happening over there. I was like, oh, typical day in LA. And then just like the other day, I saw that it was Mikey Madsen and like Sean Baker and everybody, and they're doing like a promo thing for Anora over there. I was just like, what? For the
What?
Oscars? Yeah, I was like, what?
You
I was
saw
like, oh.
them?
Well, I didn't realize that it was them.
Did you take any pictures?
No, because I had no clue. I just was like, oh, it's typical LA.
Holy.
People filming.
I'm very in love with her.
I love that movie.
She is Anora. She plays Annie, Anora. It is a sensational film by Sean Baker, and he can do no wrong. All of the performances are riveting. So like I've said before, when I'm in love with, hi, I'm Felissa Rose. I go down a rabbit hole, and I wanted to see, because even the boy, was he amazing?
Yeah, it was great.
Like, did they just take a camera and follow them? Because that's how good it is.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, of course, Killing Time experience, and this is our experience. We are out today. Felissa, tell us about this great cafe we're at.
We're at Horror Vibes Coffee Shop here in the beautiful North Hollywood on Ickersham. Come and check it out. Just look at the artwork.
Yeah, it's amazing. And of course, we are with one of our good friends, a guy that we both love, Mr. Lou Temple.
Oh, hey. Thanks, so good to be here on Killing Time with the both of you, two of my favorites.
I love you.
Felissa and I have been husband and wife in Shadow Marsh, and Brett and I are attached to the affiliate known as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. A Leatherface, who thankfully I didn't have to deal with, but it would have been maybe more of a pleasant experience on the day. But all that being said, here we are, Killing Time, and it's really exciting.
It's exciting.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in, Lou.
This is super cool.
You've gotten to work with,
And that very small TV series. What is it called?
Oh.
Walking Dead?
I think I've heard
yeah.
of that movie again.
It was.
But The Walking Dead,
Yeah.
the Rob Zombie, you've worked with him
Sure.
3 or 4 different times. We can get to that in a second. But what I want to talk about is, for our show, we are going to need a baseball aficionado.
Oh, right.
We're going to need an expert on baseball.
I think you do in life always need an expert on baseball. I always say that baseball is a metaphor for life, that baseball is very zen. Baseball moves at its own pace. There's no clock. So it's the only place where time does wait for man, because baseball. Now, we kind of ruined that last year because we put a pitch clock in there. So all you baseball fans, don't call me out on that. But the reality of that is that baseball, if an alien came, which they do, right?
Right.
Bren's a big alien hunter. That if an alien came, I would take them to a baseball game to explain life on Earth. And so you do need a baseball aficionado, of which I am since I was 6 years old.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am the big swag. That is the lovely, vivacious Felissa Rose. And of course, the man behind the smoke screen. Like, what's that, the guy from Wizard of Oz?
Oh, yeah, he's the wizard.
He is the wizard. Producer Jason. And this is, what are we at? What show are we on?
Killing Time Experience. Say it, Jason. Say it with me.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Killing Time Experience.
Oh, wow. I got all dramatic there. Listen.
Well, we're eating donuts
yeah.
today. This is a good experience.
It's so good.
That is a good experience.
I'm gonna.
I
try.
figured I'd bring some donuts because my diabetic state. I was already beeping. That means my sugar, folks. It was a little through the roof this morning. So I figured, what's one more donut?
Whoa.
So, ladies and
This is
gentlemen,
unbelievable.
I did bring some donuts today, which I'm very excited about. And is that a good donut?
This is maybe the best donut I've ever had.
It's really good.
Wow.
I'm not like a I'm not a big donut person.
Yes.
I am.
But this like melts in your. Are you? What's your favorites?
First, I love donuts.
No. Who do you like? Krispy Kreme?
Oh, no, actually, I don't. I'm from the East Coast, so it's got to be like Krispy Kreme's. Like it's too sweet.
A warm donut. You know, is it? Do you want a cold donut or do you want a warm
this
donut?
Is very fresh.
Hell of a weekend, Jason. What'd you do over the weekend?
Went and explored. I went and touched grass. There, I say. I took the camera, took Frank, and we went out. And we just I don't know. Tried new things. That's
Explore.
You got
Just
deep.
explored.
You got deep.
You
I
got deep.
You did. You were like, I'm thinking. I'm out. I'm not
Yeah.
on my phone or
Oh,
I'm.
well, I mean, yeah, I was on the phone here and there, but it's just nice not being behind the computer screen because it's just all I do.
Yes.
So
for you because
yeah.
that's your
'Cause,
life.
yeah, that
Yeah, so-
you're editing genius. So I'm sure that just to be able to get out with the sun and the dog and having a good time, that's awesome.
And the weather was beautiful.
oh, it was so nice out. Yeah.
Not for me.
What I would say about my baseball life and my baseball career is it's never not given back to me. So everything that I've given to it, and they say the game doesn't love you back. We can say that about acting, it doesn't love you back. It's actually not true. If you sat and looked, you'd say it has loved me back and it's given me so much. So baseball, when I was so young as a player, learning the mechanics of how to play, the fundamentals, I was a small boy, of which I still am. I'm about this guy's size. And I never really grew, but everyone had projected that I was going to grow because my skill set continued to improve. And so in my head, I never doubted that I wasn't going to play in the major leagues. I never thought that I wasn't. In my head, I never thought that I was going to be too small or physically not strong enough to play. And so I did that all the way through high school into college, realizing I'm going to be a Major League Baseball player. And got drafted by the Mariners, sent out, Seattle Mariners in the minor leagues. Went out and played, traded over to the Houston Astros, and actually had my minor league career with the Houston organization until they figured out, you're not going to grow. You're not getting any bigger or stronger. And I'm like, oh, is that a problem? And they're like, yeah, these 16-year-olds are showing up are bigger and stronger than you. But would you like to be a coach? I'm like, I guess. Actually, what took you so long to figure out that I wasn't talented? So I went in to try to help players, and then I realized that was daycare. You're just picking up helmets, and they offered me the opportunity, this Houston organization, to scout, to go look for players, talent scout.
Sure.
So I went all over the country with some OGs, some older scouts that taught me the ropes. It's great to be with OGs. I think we've lost that a little bit in life. The OGs, the people that mentor you, those people are so important. So look for your OG in your life.
Yeah. What's
I
up?
was in Texas.
Yes.
No, you're going to yell at me
No,
because
go.
you were in a colder climate.
That's fine. How was
I
Texas?
was in Texas, and it was amazing. I want to give a shout out to my friends at Bernie's House of Fun because you recommended that store,
Brownsville,
Bernie
Texas.
and Fiona, who I'm madly in love with. They have a wonderful store. If you're in any vicinity of Brownsville, please visit Bernie's House of Fun. It's a family of love in that store. You can feel the vibes. Great stuff, masks, anything you want related to
Again, it's like a
Halloween,
24/7, 365-day-a-year store, which a lot more things are popping up. And Bernie and his lovely wife, they cater to the horror movie and science fiction crowd.
They always have guests, so please go to their website, bernieshouseoffun.com, and you can check out who's coming to sign.
It was
or
awesome.
hang out.
I did a signing last year there. It was just tremendous. Doug Tate had come in. David Howard Thornton was there.
Thornton was there. Dave Sheridan was with me.
But for Valentine's Day, they had you and Dave
They
there.
did. We were there, and we had so much fun. It was a beautiful day, a little chilly in Brownsville, a little windy, but who can complain? I was having a ball. And then I went to Houston.
Yes.
And I was with my friends Tony Rodriguez and his beautiful team from the Houston Horror Film Festival. We had a great Valentine's Day pop-up. I was with my sleepaway camp family and friends. I just want to say one big shout out to my friend Ashley, I just got like lightheaded saying, she brought me a letter. I don't want to cry.
Don't cry.
That was the most beautiful letter I've ever received.
That's awesome.
I stepped away from my table because she even mentions Killing Time Experience and how just like watching it, like just brings her a moment of maybe joy or connecting.
But like you said, you and I, we're open books, right? Everything you know about us is right here on our sleeve. So when we talk about stuff, it may affect other folks that watch the show, and we're no different than anybody that watches our show. We're not big movie stars.
No.
We're not I don't have someone
Just
that
chill.
watches I don't have any kids, but we you know.
I do, and I have no one.
Yeah, and you raise a family on your own, and you do your own thing, and you also act, and you also produce. It's the same thing. I have a dog, Lola, which is my kid, and I don't have a nanny that goes over there. So when people watch our show, they relate with us.
I love that.
Because we're normal
I hope
folks.
so.
We're normal. I hope so.
And write to us, like like on Instagram or, on the
Instagram,
channel.
the YouTube page. I moderate all of it there. I know Felissa and Brett both chime in as well. But yeah, if you guys are commenting, I definitely see it. I'm one of those paranoid people that I'm just like, who's saying what on here?
It's been great.
I think that when you start with almost anything and or everything with other people, you should present it as with the question, were you there? Were you there? Were you there?
I was there. What am I there for? Hold
Well,
on.
I always feel like that's a good place to start when you meet somebody,
Yes.
because that person's been there. They have a story to tell, and you weren't there. So you should give them the deference to hear, were you there? Anyway, after scouting, I was being groomed to be an executive, to actually go into a front office and make major decisions, like a big-time producer, executive producer. But an executive for the Houston Astros. I was the assistant director of minor leagues and scouting for the Houston Astros. And in Houston, great salary, really good salary, retirement plan, company car, expense account.
Still in the business that you love. You love baseball.
And I'm doing baseball. And I saw one day in Houston a young lady with a nice pair of jeans. So I followed her into a building to chat her up for her dinner plans. We used to do that. We'd meet strangers, and
there were no apps.
we'd engage in a conversation. Hey, could I buy you dinner? That was my approach. But when I went in that building, they were doing something in that building that blew my mind. And it was theater. It was a theater class. And I watched, and I was like, oh, that's my people. Those are my people, not these baseball idiots, these guys. And I said, I can do that, which I couldn't.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
Well, I'm still doing that,
No,
right?
you're not. You
So-
are one of the greatest actors I've ever had the pleasure of working with.
That is so sweet.
It
of
is
you
so
to say.
true.
And there's more money coming your way.
So you had a lot of people talk about all the people that came up and were talking about the show.
Made me so happy. They were saying they love this show for a myriad of reasons. Like, it's just fun. And thanks to Jason, we know my mom thinks it's the best thing ever. She's madly in love with the two of you. And it's just exciting. And that's what we want, because we want an experience. We're eating donuts. Go get yourself a donut today.
Yeah, go get a donut and hang out.
Yeah, it's donut day here at the
And
Experience.
I love you, and I love you. And this has brought my heart so much joy hanging out here.
It does. And you
love
know
it.
what's really nice about this, and we'll get to my weekend in a second.
Yeah, I want to
but,
hear all about it.
We will. But you know what was great is you talked to me about your mom. Can we say her name?
Big mistake.
We can talk.
Joan.
Joan.
Yes.
So I said, give me your mom's phone number, because Jason, her mom loves the both of us.
Hell
She
yeah.
does. She
Tell
says,
her I
I
said,
love
"What's
seeing
up?"
you and
good, Joan.
Jason. So I called her mom last night, had a nice half-hour
She hung
conversation.
up on me. I was on the other line. She's like, Brett Wagner is calling me. Click. I was like,
Your mom is great, and I enjoyed talking to your mom, and she was talking a little bit. I mean, I know a little bit about your history, and she was just reiterating some of the stuff and showing me some pictures, which I'm sure if you're watching this show right now, somewhere on the screen is going to be your first
Oh.
entertainment picture. I don't know how old you are. I would
I
say
was like
maybe
3.
5, 3?
Yeah, it was
3 or 5.
And the one you showed me with the tutu.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome stuff. So your mom is great. And I appreciate someone like that that supports our show. It doesn't matter that it happens to be a relative, but we appreciate you. Thank you so much. You gave me a big boost talking to you on the phone. And your mom wants to rep me now as a voiceover actor in New York. She says, "Brett, I'm gonna sponsor you." I'm not doing her voice that well.
No, it was great. We all talk. Let's all talk like
I'll
Joe.
talk like this, you little
We all
son of a
talk like
bitch.
this for the rest of the show.
Hey, this is Jason, the producer of Killin' Time Experience. Obviously, the wonderful Lou Temple is on the podcast. I even went home that night after filming and revisited Angels in the Outfield. What a great movie. Revisit that one if you haven't seen it in a while. However, if you haven't got to the part in the video, we have something. We got a mask from the situation that happens in The Devil's Reject. And Lou was wonderful enough to go ahead and sign this little nice beautiful piece here. Wonder if YouTube's gonna demonetize this video because of the look. But not only do we have that, also have a skateboard signed by Felissa Rose, signed by Brett Wagner, signed by Michael Toth, the guy that created this. 2 lovely viewers will get to win one of these items for free. So if you want free things, you gotta do a couple steps, maybe 3. I don't know. I'm thinking this off the top of my head. What you're gonna have to do is on this video, the Lou Temple video, you are going to have to subscribe, hit that all notifications button so you're always informed when we're posting our shenanigans. And you need to comment your favorite Lou Temple line from a movie, any one of his movies, and I will randomly select the winners. It's kind of that simple. Seems a little complicated, but also make sure you go and follow the Instagram page where you can see all the updates that we're doing. Spread the word, repost, do all the things. Got a lot of cool things coming up soon.
At the time, I'm still employed by the Houston Astros playing baseball. But weirdly, and this is life, if you avail yourself to opportunities, they will apply. They will find you. I get a call from the owner of the Houston Astros.
This is your life.
He says, "Can you meet me down on the field?" This is the old days at the Astrodome, 8th wonder of the world. Be in uniform, bring bats and balls, and so typically when that call came in, it was for a tryout. So, the owner's got a friend, and the friend wants to say he tried out for the Houston Astros, kind of one of those, good old boy, upper 1% things. Anyway, I get down to the field, and I recognize the young man that's coming to me that wants to work out because I've seen him in major motion pictures. His name is Charlie Sheen. Okay? Charlie Sheen is in Houston doing a movie called The Chase.
Wow.
Which was his co-star at the time was Christy Swanson, who I have also played her husband in a movie. He wants to get prepared for Major League 2. And in between his shots, or basically at night after shooting, he's renting the Astrodome, turning on the lights, and he and I are working out. So he and I become friends. This is way before Tiger Blood and winning. But he was very enthusiastic about baseball. So he has a birthday party in Houston at a particular gentleman's club called Rick's. You may remember Rick's.
I've been to
I
Rick's
don't know Rick.
once or twice.
And I meet a bunch of Hollywoods, a bunch of Hollywood producers and executives and actors. And this is all new to me, but I've had the theater experience, so I'm like, well, maybe this is my in. And I met 2 guys, and they were producers. One was a producer, and one was a director. Joe Roth and Irby Smith, and they were making a movie called Angels in the Outfield. And they said, don't go caddy for Charlie. Charlie's going to ask you to come be in Major League 2, and you're just going to carry his bags, and come be in our movie, and you can actually be an actor. So I thought that's a smart move. Go make it on my own.
So my weekend, I was working for Bad Boy Mowers, who I've worked for 21 years. I do voiceovers for their commercials, and with that responsibility, I have to go to some of the big power equipment conventions. I have to go to our dealers meetings. I have to go to a few of our big dealers when they have an open house. So we were in Louisville at a big show.
That's so cool. I just want to know, how did you get with them? Because that's an amazing, you sent me a picture. The mowers are phenomenal.
Zero turn, best in the business.
No.
Built right in Batesville, Arkansas, too.
Zero turn.
Zero
I
turn.
love that. It's zero turn.
So I was, what was I doing? I was doing a motorcycle show, a little appearance from Monster Garage, sporting the hat today. Was doing an appearance in Batesville, Arkansas for a motorcycle show. I really loved the town 21 years ago, and I said, this is pretty cool. I could see myself retiring here, salt of the earth up in the mountains up there, up in the hills of Batesville, Arkansas. And I just said, where how do you make a living here? And they said either the church, which I figured I could do something with the church, or there's a brand new lawnmower company called Boy Mowers. I bugged them for years every time I was on TV. Anytime I did something with Monster Garage, I'd always send them something. And finally the owner's like, all right, what do you want to do? I said, I know you're going to run commercials. Let me do some voiceovers for you for the commercials. And 21 years later, I'm still working for him.
And I love that. And that's a true testament to who you are. That speaks volumes because you are, talk about like living out loud and being authentically you. You are that. And when you love something, you go for it. And I think that's also part of the show. Like, just do it. Like, we wanted to hang out. If it's just my mom watching, I'm excited because I want to be here. I hope people like what we have to say. And the message is just find, love you and love what you do.
Sure.
We're with ourselves. I think about this by myself all the time. We're with ourselves all the time, right? We can't get away.
If you do not love yourself, then you're going to have a very miserable life.
So let's all do that together. Let's all,
here we go. Hold
work on.
Jason, you ready?
Yeah.
What? I'm here.
Yeah,
What?
here we go. I am worth it.
I am worth it.
That
I
is
am
our
worth
mantra
it.
here at the
Yes.
show. And it is true because as maybe silly and people might cringe, and I know my kids are like, oh gosh.
Mom, how dare you want to be one with yourself?
It's so
She's
good.
doing it again. It's like Uncle Buck when he's dropping off his niece at school. Don't do it.
I
Don't
love
do
that
it,
movie.
Mom.
I love that
I love
movie
that
so
movie.
much. I rewatched it last night, actually. That's funny you said that.
You did?
I
What
watched-
are the
I
odds of you watching that movie?
Well,
It's got good
I
taste.
didn't watch it. I threw it on to fall asleep to. It's a great movie to that in the most nicest way. It's not a bad way.
It's a great thing. But
love
so I flew home. I was flying home Saturday. They unfortunately, American Airlines, they took the thing you walk in the bridge, and they scratched the door. They hit the door of the plane. So they said 2-hour delay. Not a big deal. Mechanics come look at it. I'm going to fly to DFW. And I'll just have they'll put me on another plane. Well, I flew to DFW 2 hours later, and they couldn't get me on a plane back to Burbank for 9.5 hours.
That's crazy.
So thank goodness.
9.5
hours. So a total, since when I got from the airport to the 2 airports to getting home in Burbank, was 17 hours. Thank goodness I had an Admirals Club pass because I would have gone bonkers. You would have seen, I would have gone crazy if I didn't
I'd
have
like
that.
to see
And
that.
listen, and this is the thing about Admirals Club Pass, they have showers. So after like 7 hours, I always carry a clean pair of drawers, socks, and an extra shirt in my bag.
And dude wipes.
Do tell me, did you shower?
I shower. It's not a communal shower. You get your own little key. It's like a truck stop. Except there's no lot lizards walking around.
Yeah.
It's a real shower. It was great. We could have had a party in there. It was so big.
I would have been just on the bar like every other one.
The airport is just such a gross place in general. So it's just thinking of a shower to put my feet in there. Ugh,
That's what I
slimy.
was thinking.
So I went to go do Angels in the Outfield in Los Angeles and Oakland. And I had one line in the movie. And I played catch with this young, handsome boy named Matthew McConaughey every day. And then there was this really geeky guy. Now I'm name dropping. This very geeky guy who was fun, serious guy, not the most athletic that I would say. I posted recently pictures. He was sweet. He's going to win an Oscar this year for this movie, The Brutalist. It was Adrian Brody.
Wow.
And so he was in Angels in the Outfield, along with Danny Glover and Tony Danza, and it was fun. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, excellent, very critically acclaimed actor. At the time, the Houston Astros sold. The team was taken over by a new executive, a general manager, a guy that I knew, a former player, Bob Watson. He called me up. Oh, Lou Boy. He called me Lou Boy. He said, you don't have to rush back. I know you're out there, because I had taken vacation time. And I said, I know what that means. So I did rush back. Hey, Matthew, Adrian, Carney Lansford, peace out. I got to go back and get my job. This was fun. I'm a Hollywood movie star now, but I got to go get back to the real world. I get back there. Bob sits me down, very wise, and he said, look, baseball, this is a lifetime game. It gets in your soul, and you're going to be in this game the rest of your life. And you got this other thing I see in you that's kind of pulling at you, and if you don't pursue it, you never, ever, ever will. So,
What great advice.
I'm not firing you. I'm just not rehiring you. I said, bullshit, that's firing. He goes, you call it what you will, but you don't have a job here anymore. What you do is on you. And so I was out of a job.
Make you feel in the moment.
Pissed, angry. I was pissed.
In that moment,
because
you were
look, they took away my livelihood
Yes.
for some dream.
But you were going to use it in a movie.
But some dream, for a dream, this is a job. What about the car? I just had it washed. What about, my expense report? I pull 40,000, 50,000 off of that every year illegally. What's going on? So immediately, I had a good name in the game. I have no doubt that I would be an executive at the highest level of baseball today. The San Diego Padres called and said, we like you. Why don't you come down and work for us? And who doesn't want to go live in San Diego, work in San Diego? But that was echoing in my ear. If you don't do it now, you never will.
Wow.
And so I took the leap. I joined a moving crew, again, the littlest guy on the back end of an armoire, and I did community theater in Houston until I found my way. So that's baseball.
I want to say one thing. I got a
yes.
present in the mail.
Uh-oh.
You did.
We love presents.
I love presents. I have it is open. I'm not gonna lie. I did open it. I didn't go.
I mean, looking at that box size, I'd be like, what the hell's in this box? So yeah, I don't blame you for just wanting to open
this
it.
box. I want to thank Terrifier 3. I would like to thank Cineverse, Screenbox TV, Bloody Disgusting. I just want to say you all are phenomenal.
What
This
did you
is
get?
The box.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Terrifier.
Even
3
Frank's
box.
excited.
Look, Frankie.
Frank got excited.
I'll share it with you, Frank.
That is a great box. What is inside? The
I know.
fans at
What's
home
in
want
the
to know.
box?
What's in the box? Show me your box.
Whoa.
Okay. So here we have it. Damon Leone's Terrifier 3 Screenbox. We love Screenbox
We do.
TV. We love Screenbox. We love you. We're obsessed with you. Okay, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen. A mini mask.
A
A
mini
mini
mask.
mask.
Hey, that's great for
Sylvie.
Frank.
I don't even want to open
Yeah,
it.
don't
because
open
it's
it
so
up.
Beautiful.
Don't. Let me see that,
Okay.
though. Let me see the mask.
I have something that smells really good. Maybe you could take it with you to the airport, Brett. So, no, that
Oh,
just smells
Terrifier
really
soap.
good.
I'm down with the Terrifier soap.
Oh, we know what this is. Warning. Boop, 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 boop. Bleh.
Art Secret
We
soap.
love
the best
we
for
love the bar.
blood-stained
Is it
hands.
called barf bag? Barf bag.
It is a barf bag. We have these on the planes.
Okay, this might be my favorite thing ever. It's a little Polaroid. That is the okay. I was obsessed with Terrifier anyway. Are you freaking out over this?
4K, hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
4K.
I'm flipping
Terrifier
out right now.
3.
What is this? I don't know what this is. I'm excited.
This is pretty exciting right here to look
Oh my
at this.
gosh, it's a Christmas ornament. Oh, and I'm obsessed with Victoria. So look, it's Art and Victoria. Look at that. You know I'm hanging that up. I'm hanging that up now. Okay, my pin. Oh, and I can put it on my lapel. And this was the best box ever.
That is a great
We
box.
love you, Terrifier.
love
I've
it.
been in love with you since hello.
Well, that's great. You
Since
know
I
what?
saw
Listen,
you.
this franchise, Damien Leone and David Howard Thornton, have literally
And Phil
changed.
Falcone
Yeah, of
and the
course, and Phil-
Levies and
yes,
Lauren
the
Levere
Levies.
and the whole cast.
the whole
Elliot.
crew, the whole production
Mhm.
company have literally changed the dynamics of the horror genre right now. It's they've taken something that they all funded on their own in the beginning.
It came with passion. It
Came with
with
passion.
honest and true. We're talking about, I guess, the theme genuine, something that meant so much to them, and you know, and you do.
Yeah.
So, is there a movie? Because I know this film has impacted so greatly,
So many people.
personally, professionally, massive amounts of people.
And this is one of the things I'd like to talk about a little bit. Oftentimes in the arts, actually in anything you do, we might feel alone, you know, and so oftentimes we feel that we are struggling with our struggles by ourselves. And particularly what's going on right now in our industry, in the entertainment industry, very few people understand that we're in what's called contraction, okay? And contraction means reduce, get smaller. And that is where our business is. We're not working right now. Everyone thinks that we're all Tom Cruise, but only 1% of us are. And the business has left the building, you know? It's gone to Manchester, United Kingdom. It's gone to Ireland because it's more economical to build there, and there's no residual payout at the end. Those are contracts that don't require any, it's essentially buyouts.
Sure.
And so the business is really building there. And that means all of us are stuck here holding our chai lattes and not being able to afford it. And so don't cry for me, but the reality is I do feel ashamed of that. I feel what did I do? Or I feel like I'm not good enough. Or I feel like, poor me, I become a victim. Okay, it's like Paul Newman's great speech in The Verdict. With the legal system, we just feel like there's nothing we can do. We're lost and we become victims. And the reality of what that is had I called, or when I call either you two and talk about it, I realize I'm not alone. I realize there's someone else going through it and in the same fight. And it's so important. And I wish as actors we did that more. And I think this venue is great for that you guys do that. I have been in this business a long time. I have a lot of what I call location ships. Okay, that's what you call it. That's it. They're location ships where you're your best friend in the moment. I've had a very popular actor tell me, you know what the best thing about the last day of a shoot is? And I was like, no, what? Then I no longer require your friendship. You know, and so that's very typical of what it is. But you two, for no gain, for no benefit other than friendship, have extended yourself so magnanimously, so graciously to the industry. It is inspiring, and I can't say that enough. And I'll always be indebted to the both of you for all that you continue to do.